Right, you might see people getting actually killed over information, withholding information, sharing information, right, teaching information. So this song is kind of about that. Like, again, it represents the trials and tribulations, and like I said, it's my blues, soul, and truth. So again, I hope you guys like it. This is called Ho'ike. So Ho'ike means token. When you think of a token, it's like a token of appreciation. So it's about being appreciative. You know, like I said, legal bastard, fell in love with my dad, failed school, figured it out in my own way. And no matter what obstacles, I just always grateful and appreciative. You know, things don't just happen, things happen just like the last melee, right? So this one is Ho'ike. If you can hear that, holding back the years. Thinking about the fears that I've had so long. And when somebody hears me, listen to the fear that's gone. So remember that, blues, soul, and truth. Shout out to BeatStars. And you know, free beats, downloadable beats. Online, if you don't make your own, I make my own, I buy some from producers, you know, so again, just trying to spread the message. Here's this one, it goes like this. Since every man is an island, treat life like a beach, surrounded by a wall, all we need is some peace. Learn how to release, we're pressured by the grief, rather live for the truth, end up on the teeth. We're Thor when we gone, hopefully they'll see. All they try to do is dilute our reach, confuse our minds, suppress our speech. You hit your hair so much, you change it up with bleach. Lost so long, we let the enemy teach. Paid double for the goods coming in from overseas. Told how to fly the flag, what time to leave. This tactic destroys your inner beliefs. Have you changed on your own or in by all means. Started as a fan, spun out to a fiend. Passionate to hate, deserve turn to need. Time is the master, controls all speeds. So I've been holding back all these years, thinking about the fear that I've had so long. And when somebody hears me, here we go. People say you a dreamer, living your dream. Focus on your goals, kept everything clean. Held a target in sight till the light turned green. Rose up through the world, went from water to steam. Then fell back to the earth at the pace of a leaf. Started banging by the bunch, creating stacks by the heaps. Gave back to my peeps. Fixed a couple streets, plant seeds to harvest food so my people could eat. People always said, you ahead of your time. You got an old soul living in a young mind. You a blessing, and that is hard to find. A young philanthropist giving back to mankind. You got your own shine, you gotta glow in on your grind. It must be divine and not by design. Gotta love how you live your life. Watch the signs, been patient, took your time, kept everything alive, yeah. Again, I've been holding back all these years, thinking of all the fears that I've had so long. And when somebody hears me, got your own shine, you gotta go in on your grind. It must be divine and not by design. Gotta love how you live your life. Watch the signs, been patient, took your time, kept everything alive. Yeah. So, thank you. That's the melody, and we'll go ahead and get started.
Yeah.
Thank you. So, Britt, you ready? You can turn off the little speaker too. Again, so mana'o, beliefs, mo'olelo, stories, mele, music, mea ai, foods, mea kanu, plants. I'm your alakai, haname halolani. And we're going to go ahead and get started with the second half. So again, I took you through pronouncing, building, breaking down words. And now I'm going to show you how you can use my course to better read. I'm going to utilize the Hawaiian moon calendar. So tonight's mo'olelo is, or today's mo'olelo is Mahina o Ke'ave. That means the moon of Ke'ave. And again, I'm your alakai, and I'm going to share you a story and a mo'olelo about the moon, how to better observe the moon, how to better utilize the moon, what what it means, when it comes to the names and the phases. Again, when you look at the moon calendar, like you look at my flyer, there's a lot going on. And I'm just going to share with you how I use it and share with you some tips and some of my notes that I took, utilizing and learning, eventually getting better at the Hawaiian moon calendar. Okay, so makakao? Right on. So one thing I'll touch on real quick, real briefly, you can actually double turn this off. So this part of it will be more audio. You guys can take notes. I'm going to use my crafts a little bit more in my calendars and some of my notes. So again, if you're taking notes, awesome. If you're audio, awesome. But just don't really expect a PowerPoint here. One thing I'd like to touch on is something like the kahako and the okina. Okay, the kahako and okina. For example, once you get the a'a, we start right there. A'a. Okay, you add the kahako, okina kahako on both the a and the a. You can almost change one word up into 4 different ways. So I'm teaching basics. You can take my course and utilize it again to better pronounce, better build and understand how words is built, break it down and read. But the expert stuff again for speaking, again comes in those classes. But again, if you use my pronunciation is good. Maika-i, right? Your pronunciation of your consonant vowels and your vowels and knowing how to use that times 2 is going to help a lot. Again, lele means to burst into action, to attack it, get an outburst, or to jump. So I'm considering it a jump start. If you are considering to get better at this, I've tried many ways, and this was one of my best ways to help me personally. And again, I hope in return it helps others. So I just wanted to touch on that. Also wanted to touch on a word like kapu. Give a couple examples. What does kapu mean? When they say kapu aloha or kapu this. Kapu is like calling shotgun or calling your last popsicle in the freezer. It's like, yeah, kapu that. I shotgun. I kapu this. I kapu this. I kapu that cushion. What I'm saying is I reserve it. I claim it, actually, more specifically. So, kapu means to acclaim. I can still take that popsicle and jump in the front seat. So, that's all kapu is. I just share something as simple as that. Okay? When we look at words and we start to, better read words. So again, you go to dictionaries, you can go to your books and start to bounce between the dictionary and the book, the English word and the little what you word, and use my formulas to kind of better understand and get better at reading. So you can actually eventually, if you are that serious and take the kuleana, speak. So again, I hope that's fair to you. And my class, was on my courses, almost had its own disclaimer to explain my approach. So again, just sharing on some of that. And here we go. So we're going to get into the second half. And the second half is the moon. So Hawaiian moon calendar. I'm going to ask a simple question. Does anybody know how much moon phases is referenced in the Farmer's Almanac? Most popular farming guide, most commonly used farming guide. Nobody? It's 8. The reason why I share that is our culture has 30. So 30 compared to 8 is a lot more descriptive. Especially when a case like TMT is asking us to use science to explain our culture. Here we go. Where we can describe 30 moon phases with its own name based on the effects it has. That's some of that steam I'm talking about. So when I break down the word steam, okay, S is spirituality. I'm spiritual. Our culture was spiritual. This is a spiritual place. Our language is spiritual. Spiritual is like metaphysics. It's behind the science. Meta means behind, physics means science. So when you get behind science, then you can better start to understand our people and our culture. It's like our words. There's something called kauna. When one thing means 2 different things, because it's up to the observer to collapse the reality of the subatomic particles, all the possibilities. Right? So when I say something like pua somebody might take and simply say that means flower. But I might say, Brittany, she's in the process, of pua, which means blossoming as a woman. So when we say a word, it's how the observer picks it up. So I'll give you another example. Famous story, Uncle Skippy Iowani shares it all the time. You may have heard it, I'm going to share it again. I heard, from him as well. He, again, going to school, was starting to learn the Olelo Hawaii, and in his process, he wanted to ask his grandpa, if I remember the story right, if I had a couple parts wrong, kalamai, but if the grandpa wanted a cup of coffee. So in English, it would sound like, "Good morning, Grandpa. Would you be interested in a cup of coffee?" Something along those lines. So now if you're a student, right, so you're trying to take this Olelo stuff, serious, you might come out and try to change that whole "Good morning, Papa. Would you like a cup of coffee?" And now you're going to say something like, "Aloha kakayaka, tutu kane, kope." Are you interested in coffee? Kope means coffee, And Uncle Skippy's grandpa looked at him and said, "What? What are you trying to do?" So Uncle Skippy said, "I'm trying to learn Olelo." And the grandpa told him something very simple. So I'd like you take this concept and keep it that simple. Not 12 years tuition in college. The papa told him, "Boy, you like speak Olelo, all you gotta do is say, kope?" Because once you say coffee, the grandpa is gonna create the rest of the sentence. My grandson is asking me if I want coffee. So I'm not going to come and say, "Aloha kakayaka tutukane, would you be interested in Olelo, to have a cup of coffee in Olelo?" No, it's real simple. Kope, and that means, "Would you like some coffee?" That's the one word. So I'd like you to take these concepts again. I'm sharing with you. I'm sharing with you. Learn with me. I'm learning. I'm not the best. I'm not the specialist. I'm not the culture practitioner. I'm just a Kanaka. Very simple. Okay? People try to be Hawaiian, Maoli, not like Bihaole. No. It's really simple. Just be on Kanaka. Okay? So I share that with you. It's my approach. It's my perspective. Okay? Scientifically, spiritually, we have the Kumulipo. In the Kumulipo, you can learn lots of things. If you want to take my course and put it in the Kumulipo, this is the spiritual part of our culture. It's our creation story. It has a story from reef to fleas to dogs to every plant and tree and fish, from the beginning of darkness all the way to where we are. Who wrote it? It's some magical chant. You get chants where people wrote it. Some chants, they don't even know who wrote them. So again, you can go learn chants now. Eo mai, right? That's a great chant to learn. Kapu kahaloa, Kumulipo. Take our course, put it in those places. Spirituality, we're very spiritual people. Haloa, what is haloa? Some people say it's kalo, right? It's our oldest ancestor. Haloa naka. Haloa, the kalo plant, the stillborn child, that's another story. Okay? But things has older stories. It's like King's Landing down in Kyokaha. Used to be called Plomaile. Used to be called Lehia. Right? The sister of Leleivi. Leahi Kalamai. Leleivi Kalamai. So it's the story of the sisters, right? You go look at Kolo Ranch. The Ko'olaos. Used to be called Mo'okapu Ohaloa. You can look at a word like kalo. Used to be called taro. If we change that K to an T and the L to an R. Or taro used to be called kalo. But there's an older word, ku'e'i, from the mo'oku auhau elua. So when people talk like I'm talking, most people can say, where's that mo'olelo from? So I'm sharing with you where I get my stories also. Okay? Sweet potato, uala. Used to be called ululu and even ururu. Whoa, what? Okay, so I'm sharing with you like I said, traditional, sophisticated, innovative, and ancient stuff. For example, hula was only danced by Kane. No wahine, aole. And Chukawakawa saving it, in his Bennett Constitution days and restoring it to our culture, the Mara Monarch. We have hula now, so that's sophisticated. Sophisticated hula, the talk of the town. That ain't no ancient hula. Don't kid me with that. So, we gotta understand what timeline we're talking about. And I'm talking about, I say it a simple way, kalamai olelo Hawaii. I'm not actually speaking olelo. Hanai ae I kawaha o na ali'i o na kupuna kekumu keave. I'm using some words that was cultivated in the mouths of our ancient chiefs, priests, and their source is keave. Iawe, many different names. So, again, I give you, I hope, whatever experience you have in here, we might all have different experiences. I hope I have a little something for everybody. Whether you ancient, traditional, sophisticated, innovative, I hope I got that lot. So I get this last chance, right? So here we go. Here's 30 moons. Mahalo, mahina mo olelo. My friend and his wife makes this. 30 moons. Okay. Here's 30 moons. 30 moons is in here. 30 moons is the Kamehameha calendar. There's 3 different calendars online. But when you look at that whole thing, can you read it? Can you pronounce it? So in those little words, you can start to put words together. I'm going to share with you a couple words. So let's look at this. First of all, 30 moon phases and a name for each moon. What they do is they break down the 30 moons into 10 phases. It's called an ana hulu. Ana hulu. That's 10. So that means 10. So now you're going to have 3 ana hulu in 1 full month. And a full month is called malama, to take care. Malama mahina. That's all 30. When you break down each moon, each ana hulu, the titas is back there looking at them. This ana hulu, the first 10, right? This first 10 is ana hulu ho'onui. Remember, ho'o and nui is the greatest, it's the first. We're in ana hulu po'e, the second 10 days. So again, when you look at my invite, or Jew's invite, Perfect Harmony's invite, it said, ana hulu la'au kukahi. What we're saying is, join us today. Today we are in the ana hulu po'e, which is the second 10 moon phases, and we're specifically on the moon phase la'au kukahi, the first moon phase of the kukahi of the la'au phases. So, if we start with a new moon, known as Hilo, we're also in downtown Hilo on Keawe Street, sharing Mahina o Keawe. Okay? And we got Hilo, number 1, a Kahi moon, Kahi, first, 1. New moon. Again, I shared, this can change based on calendars, right? 2 new moons, 1 new moon, 4 full moons, or 2 full moons. This can change. So, Hilo, Ho'aka, okay? Ho'aka is the first slither. In my experience, I consider that the first slither. Ho'aka is a night known where all the uhane, or ghosts, come out, the spirits. So in other cultures, they might have that once a year, the Day of the Dead. Oh, we got that once a month. Watch out. If you're cutting your fingernails at night, sweeping at night, those type of stuff. Because those are your bones, and the spirits can pick it up in those times. So, no sweeping, no cutting nails, Ho'aka, especially if you're a little superstitious. If superstition is something, right? So, then you get into Kukahi, a little bit deeper. Kukahi, Kulua, Kukolu, Kupau. What they're doing is they're doing counting. Ekahi, Elua, Ekolu. Okay? Then they go Kupau. Then they go Kukolu, right? So yeah, Kalamai, they're using Kupau. So what I mean by that is they have a certain amount of phases. Ku means to rise or stand firm. And then they have ole phases, as in a-ole. Right? Ole means no. So this means no. And you get a couple of days, like you shouldn't plant. I tried this. I said, I don't believe in superstition. I'm going to plant on that day, pop seeds on that day, right? The seeds just don't grow. It's bad. It's not good. So I'm going to share with you in the first 10 phases, there's varieties that favor the first 10 phases. For example, when I say ku, ku means to rise, stand firm. A tree likes to stand firm compared to a vine. Does that make sense? So in the first 10 phases, where there's ku kahi phases, here you want to plant things that stand firm. Things like the uala, the kalo, okay? Things like trees, kukui nut, okay? So, you might have ulu, kukui nut, lauhala, ko, milo, whatever. This is trees, okay? This is also, actually the first one is tuber varieties. So tuber is ulu, cassava, sweet uala, kalo, right? Sweet potato and taro. Your next best variety in this first 10 phases is trees. Again, ulu, kukui nut, right? Then your next best is veggies, right? So you got like stuff like eggplant, squash, right? Corn. Then you got melons. So this 4 varieties of mea kanu is the best in the first 10 phases. Let me explain why. Okay, so that's tuber plants like kalo and uala. That's trees like ulu. That's veggies like eggplant or squash. And that's melons like watermelon, cantaloupe, or honeydew, which is actually the fastest digestive food there is. Faster than fruits, faster than fish, faster than chicken. It's melons. Faster than vegetables. Nothing can beat a melon. So that's some of the best for breakfast. Okay, food combining. So your next 10 days, which we're in now, anuhulu po'e. So after the ku phases, you have ole phases. I love this because you actually let the ocean or the aina refurnish, restore, replenish. Okay? So the moon phases affect both the land and the ocean. Again, it's that source and resource thing. Now, how would we identify moons? No moon, slither. Another great one is the half moon, right in half, the first one. That's ole kulua. And for some it's kukolu, based on the calendar. So I'm giving you varieties, right? On this moon, the moon rises in the middle of the day. That's bad. This is where the flat earth firmament people come out, right? You look up, you see the sun and the moon in the sky in the same peripheral vision. You're like, what the heck? This is ole phase. Whether it's rising or setting, the half moon is an ole phase. Again, whether it's a firmament or a globe, seeing the sun and the moon in the sky at the same time is a problem. It messes with the ocean and it messes with the land. So therefore, our kupunas observed it's a bad day for planting and fishing. Now, in the second 10 phases we're in, we got phases like huna, mohalu, but really the la'au phases. La'au is where la'au lapa'au is gathered. It's great to prepare here. But really, on the front half of the anuhulu po'e, you're getting words like huna, means secret. Kahuna, the secret. Similar to law of attraction, right? The secret. Kahuna, the secret. Higher self, middle self, lower self. Amakua unihipili ohane, right? Thoughts, feelings, actions. Same thing. Kahuna, the secret. Secrets to be revealed in mohalu. Mohalu is unraveling or unwrapping. That's where the flowers start to unfold. Hua looks like an egg, a perfect egg. There's no other moon you can identify in the sky that looks like a perfect egg. Just like there's no other moon that is straight in half. You can see one concave on either side. Okay? Akua, one day that was kapu, or again, one of the first full moons in the 4 full moon consideration, and hoku, the first full moon in the 2 full moon consideration. This is why that's considered. When the moon is rising, it can rise as a moon, break at 12 o'clock or po'o right above your head, and start setting as something else. Does that make sense? So I might have a rising Hilo set in Hoaka. Next day on rising Hoaka, that's going to set a kukahi. For example, I have a rising full moon, Hoku, and what? On setting full moon, Mahialani. Does that make sense? Now I break down my 30 days. First 15, 16 to 30. 2 full moons. Let me give you a great example. Okay? Right after the second full moon, the setting full moon, kind of like waning and waxing, you have a moon called Kulu. Okay? So Kulu. Kulu. That was yesterday. Kulu, back in my days, that's your butt, your kole. Kulu is actually when you put on your pants and you moon somebody. We laugh and say, look her Kulu, or look at his Kulu. Because Kulu is where you moon somebody. You pull down your pants. Kulu means to fall. If you notice you knock over things and things start falling over, it's usually around this date. Okay? People, our culture don't put posts up here. They don't put fence up. They don't build a house. They don't put roof. You better watch out. You try to plant a tree up there, guess what's going to happen? Fall. Kulu means to fall. Okay. So in this phase, that's the whole moon again. Whether you like it or not, Lao, Ra, Sun or not, doesn't matter what you say. No man can change that on me. It'll do this every single month. That's truth. That's a source. That's determined from the resources. The things that things affect. Okay. So, in this phase, the second Anuhulu, you get gourds, like the Ipu. Right? The Ipu. Gourds grow good here. You start to see the type of variety start to change. Flowers grow good. Remember that Hua or blooming or unraveling moons? So this is where all your flowers, you go say, what the heck? All your flowers open right here. This is when they do that every month, based on your varieties. Okay? So again, hibiscus, right? Fruits, like tomatoes. I got a tomato tree. I pick my tomatoes from above my head. My tomato tree, propagated aquaponics. I burn ashes. I use my own opala. I make my own fertilizer, pesticide, right? If 90% of our stuff is imported, and like they said, the ship import stop. They said 10% is all we have left. That's a bunch of BS. Because even that 10% depend on imports for pesticides, soil, pots, etc. So for me, I don't even go off my property for soil. Not even pesticide. Not even fertilizer. From my chickens, to my fireplaces, to my leaves, and my stick culture, I control everything right from my Aina. So, here, like fruits, mulberry, right, valke, poha berry, vines also go good here. Again, top plant, top variety in Kulu, the vine, pom. So you're noticing all of the plants that grow here are similar. You know, bitter melons and stuff, they can kind of grow, but they really can fall. You know, some of these plants can grow firm, but they can really crawl, right? So you start to observe what our ancestors observed, and that's why each name phase has that name. We're going metaphysics now. This is not science explaining culture. So if the balance between science and culture up in the Mano at TMT, this is far from that. This is metaphysics. It's behind culture. So I hope you share this with some of your friends, countries, families, huis, and family. I mean, the kind of friends. So, last phase. Last phase is the last 10, okay? No ole phases in the second 10. Only the first and the second. Third, kalamai, excuse me. So the last one, as we wrap this part up, starts with the ole phase. So ole kukahi, ole kulua, ole pao, three phases. Awesome. Replenish again. Let the ocean replenish, let the plants regrow, let any of your cloning, pruning, mulching, right? Weeding happen. So in your ole phases, you prune, mulch, weed. You ever had a time where somebody cut your grass or cut your weeds? You come back out 2-3 days later, you're like, what the heck? Must have been the perfect combination of the sun and the rain. But that bugger grow back pretty fast. No, you're just cutting and growing. You're cutting on a day that supports growth. So the next day, it's just going to grow. If you cut on an ole, it stays back triple time. You're like, man, must have had a drought. No, it will do this every month. Actually, the 30 moons has a full season, just like a full year, like a year. It has a wet and a dry season in this month, in the Malama Mahina, and it pretty much has with the changes of the moon, 4 seasons. Again, considering dry and wet. So, look at the words to better understand what their observation meant. To understand our culture, understand our language. You want an explanation in science, you're going to have to go behind it. Metaphysics. So, kaloa phases. Again, I'm teaching you how to read. Kaloa. Ka means the. You're going to see that all over. Kahuna. I can just say huna, or I can say kahuna. So again, just a CV alone is a word. The. La means sun. Po means darkness. Okay. Just the consonant vowel. Ha means breath. Okay. When it comes to this last phases, kaloa. What does anybody know what loa means? Loa means long. Mauna, loa, long. So now if this word says kaloa, what do you think that means? Long. So bamboo, maya, ohe, that's banana, sugarcane, and bamboo, they all grow great here in your kaloa phases. So again, the identification, the observation of a kupuna, taking them from 8 moon phases to 30, and be specific, like naming something laukahi, or the Bible naming a child something being more important than the trinkets of the world. Again, we're observing culture and science in a metaphysical way when it comes to the inoa, or the names of each moon. Okay. A couple phrases like lono and kane here. You look at the calendar, it says back in the days, those days was kapu. So do nothing. But actually those days is good now. Oh, what? Right? And you're like, nah. So I'm going to show you this here. This is a huli mahina box. Huli means to flip. When you flip it, it's like a tabletop calendar. Saw that? So, I'm just sharing that with you. It's color coding. It's like the ruler you guys have, and this ruler. All my rulers is interactive. All of our crafts is interactive. It's like getting a puzzle and painting the puzzle. So again, this puzzle has all the islands in one. It's available here at this trade post, at this green cross location. This olu olu ole ole kuai, at this pe oma oma. It's available at our online app. Right? It's available from us. This has all the islands with the color for each island and the flower for each island. So before you start to get crazy with islands and things, you got to get good at colors. Okay? So here we have the kumu cards, flashcards. Again, we use many different types of arts, crafts, and puzzles. The colors is on here. The colors is on here. The colors is in here. But the colors, or kala, has a song. Okay? And that song goes like this. Mele, mele. Kalabayan. Ula, ula is red. So the song goes, ula, ula, mele, mele. Right? The kind goes this. Poni, polu, ele, ele. How's that, yeah? Akala, alani, ahina, hina, okay, okay, oh, ahina, hina, oma, oma, oh, makue. Okay? So, you learn colors so you can identify darkness, identify light, identify the phase of the moon, identify the ocean, identify the plants, identify each other. Ula, ula, mele, mele, poni, polu, ele, ele, akala, alani, ke, o, ahina, hina, oma, oma, o, makue. Okay, I might have left out a couple, but that's an example on using our crafts to better understand our interactive puzzles, right? Additional 2 numbers, right? Ekahi, elua, ekolu. And one last part is our body part songs. So understanding the kino. Kino means body. So just like head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and... We have our own song. Po'omaka ihuaka. I sing it with the other one. Yeah, so go like this. You guys might have saw this. It was recently posted on Instagram. So Po'omaka ihuaka pepe au lima mana mana lima. So they're going through it like this. So so po'o ihu. What did I get it wrong? Yeah, that was my maka. Sorry about that. Yeah. So po'omaka. I get the song right? Po'omaka ihu waha pepeao lima mana mana lima kuli vai vai mana mana vai vai piko po'ohivi. Some people don't have the piko, the opu, and they put emphasis on the hair. So again, this is just an example of how to use our flashcards in our arts, our Hananoe Ao to be incorporated. So now that we have colors, so you learn language, moon phases, planting and fishing through observation, and colors. So numbers is helu. And now we have the color coded. So I tell you reef, good. Bad, ole in red. Deep sea, great in polu, right? And it color codes. So this green in that tarot would have said great for above ground and below ground, right? So again, we got all these color coding. Hoaka, watch out, get the spirit, stay inside, don't do anything, right? Ole kulua, half moon, bad ocean. Bad baga is rough. Great for canoes, lots of bumps, keep your nose down, right? We like that. So that's an example on our interactive puzzles. We like to share it to you from all of our different crafts. So again, there's different ways to do these things, whether you can use the calendar and you can color code these things, right? Or you can say, okay, right now I planned on Lono and Kane, but I hope 2 years or 3 years from now, I'm not going to plant on Lono and Kane. I'm going to practice, and it's my goal to kapu Kane and Lono. So you're going to paint this box to that. You can paint this box to the Kamehameha moon calendar. You can take the notes on how to note it, make labels, observe yourself, make notes, and color to your own observation. This can change from your kupuna, your kumu, your hui, your ohana, your moku nui, can all change. This concept. I helped the school get 15, Kikioka Aina. I used the Kamehameha moon calendar. I utilized that plus kapuing days like Akua, Kane, and Lono. That's how I painted it, and they like that. Some keikis take home their own books with their classes. They make notes through the year, and at the end they come up with their own calendar at the end of this Hawaiian immersion schools. So there's many ways to do it. I'm not telling you how. I'm sharing it with you why these things are the way it is. Right? So again, many different ways of how to utilize the moon calendar. So last part of share spirituality again. It's last part is just combining everything. So from tradition, sophistication, innovation, everything starts in agriculture. Agriculture is where the tuitions come from, SNAP benefits, welfare, that's the big place. Because you gotta eat, right? So you are what you eat, and you are who you eat. So some of those kinolao is like, this is Lono. This is a kinolao of Lono. One of his many body parts or forms. Okay, kinolao means body forms with an S. It's like a shapeshifter or something. So ku is ulu, right? Haloa and kalo, right? Kanaloa and mai'a, and lono here in uala. So everybody, I hope you enjoyed yourselves. But what I did is I have some uala for everybody. This is where you start to take me home. Okay? If you take the time to let this sit in a jar for about 3 days, it's like a bouquet, okay? You're gonna see the roots grow on you. So first it's a bouquet. We sell bouquets like this, look at it. And then it becomes a gift, because you need to plant it. And then it becomes an asset. Because this one slip can last generations. You know, like how I said 300 generations? It's still here. It represents something like lono and peace. It feeds you. I eat this, you can eat this year round. It's one of the fastest providing foods. Kalo takes 9 months. Kukuina, ulu takes a while. Avocado. This, you can eat the leaf right away. So this stem, I take them right off. I chop this down, boil them. I squash all the water out. I put sea salt, pa'akai, and sesame seed oil. I make a Korean style salad. It's almost like limukohu. Okay? I steam down the leaf. Once I steam down the leaf, I try to right in a blender. Ice, coconut water, coconut milk, almond milk, and some pure cane sugar or coconut sugar. Bang, pow. I steam this down, I throw coconut milk. Now go make like one luau. Like squid luau or chicken luau. You can treat this like watercress, throw ground beef, and throw this inside for a crunch. And throw the actual corn inside. Britt, can you go grab the corns from the back? So I'm going to give everybody today, make sure you grab it. I have all these, what we call bancha uwala. It's gifts from bancha uwala, you can follow. So we get gifts and male eyes and the class from all different hosts. So here we have 5 different varieties for everybody. 5 different slips for everybody. This is how we sell it. It's a gift for you. Our class is a drop box. You can give $1, $10, we have a recommended 15. I remember going to yoga classes, all I had was 5. Sometimes I never had nothing, but I kept coming and kept going back. There was something I was passionate about. So we have this as a gift. It has 3 different Hawaiian varieties. The purple variety, the yellow variety, and the orange variety. I have an example of the leaves here. Again, later on, you will know how to better identify it. Okay? But here, I have examples. You see this leaf? This is one of it. I know because of this web that that's the alani. That's the orange one. Okay? When you look at this one, to the Okinawans, that might look like an Okinawan sweet potato. But it's not. So what you got is a web variety, a web and spade. The reason why is I have a spade right here. And it doesn't have any webs. I'm giving you all, as a gift, it comes in our course, along with the food and the course, 3 Hawaiian varieties. You follow a bunch of uwala, it'll tell you when to plant it, how to care for it. How to watch the roots, what happens the moon phases. It's part of our partners, and part of the Ole Pea Oma Omao and the Ole Ole Kuai. Part of Juice Store, she sells it. People drive from Kaufu get this. Okay? You guys get 5 slips. There's 3 different varieties in each slip. 3 purple, 1 yellow, 1 orange. It's an acid. You plant this one thing and it can last your entire life and your grandkids' life. The same one slip I gave you. You can clone it and make as much as I made. And you can eat it the entire time. So I have varieties. Number 1, okay, when I say alani, this is the alani. It's white on the outside, okay? Yellow on the inside. So this is calamari. This is the mele mele. Okay, mele mele is yellow, right? So now again, observation, right, can affect the word, right? Sometimes people say the word, and you better observe. So this is one of your varieties, right? White outside, yellow inside. So again, that is this one, the web, the spade web. Okay. This one here, calamari. That's mele mele. Yeah? Yep, sorry, so that's this one. Right? Yeah. That one is this one. So this one, you look at this. This is why this one is not the Okinawan one. Because the Okinawan one is like that. White or gray outside with a purple inside. That's Okinawan. When you harvest this one, it's going to be purple outside, purple inside. I'm giving you native varieties here. This is assets to me. This feed my chickens. I make chicken feed with the stems. Okay? I kind of break this one. Let's give this to Tita for cutting. Yeah. So, Sophie, could you please cut that corn real quick?
Yeah.
Just right in half so I can show the inside. Thank you. And that's it. That's what I want to share. So make sure everybody get a bunch of uwala. Take it home. I recommend you put them in a glass like a bouquet for a couple of days. right? You're gonna see it shoot roots like this because of the moon phases. Once you get it like this, you just take one slip, soil plant pot ground, you poke a hole, you slide this in, cover it up and water it. This is fully propagated. This has no bugs. If it's washed with horticultural spray, I actually use aquaponics to propagate. So this is pono, local ono pono. So sometimes you get something that's not local, but it's pono and ono, right? But it's from Arizona. Sometimes you get a local and ono, but it's not pono, right? Get okay, goofy ingredients inside. Sometimes it's local and pono, but not too ono. That's why my products is, I'm a part-time vegan. Half the day or half the week. That's up to me. So I make my products healthy enough for vegans and also taste good enough for non-vegans. Where my kulolo mochi, the perfect blend of culture, is actually is an example of that again, right? So utilizing these plants, here's what the inside of this one looks. Purple outside, yellow inside. So again, take our class home. Whether it's our formulas, it's how to read things better, it's the concepts of the moon calendar, or it's our plant, the experience of the roots, the experience of growing it, the experience of its beauty, the experience of the corm. I hope you all got something from the class today. But that's pretty much my course in a coconut shell, or a little umeke, a little bowl. And again, if you have any questions, now would be the perfect time, right? And again, I'd like to congratulate you all, right? Your okole can only endure what your mind can handle, right? Kalama, your mind can only handle what your okole can endure. Which is a great one, and that's why I feed you guys as well, because sometimes I sit through classes with no breaks, and sit through classes with no drinks, and sit through classes with no foods. Whether it's a class, a course, or a lesson, or an experience, I hope you enjoyed yourself today. Lele olelo, bunch of buwala, we like mahalo, perfect harmony, makakao, aikako, we like let you know this is a pe'a oma location, keep an eye out for that, share it with others, and this is a lele olelo craft course. We utilize our me'ai, our mea kanu, our mana'o, and our mo'olelo, and our mele. So again, any questions? That would be perfect.
I do have a question.
Go ahead.
I noticed that you put up the acronym, the STHEA.
Kalamai, I'll finish that up. So the S is spirituality. Thank you, mahalo. T is technology. And like the moon calendar, it's real technical. Like now we use telescopes to observe and come up with all these things, right? So there's ancient technology, traditional technology, sophisticated technology, and innovative technology. So technology. H is history. Only after experience can you have a story. Okay? And that's what I think STEM lacks. E is engineering. Okay? In engineering, right, kalamai, economics. In economics, we need to have dignity and we need to bring value to the market. So you need to understand your value. You can't go someplace and tell somebody, oh, I like help, how can I help? You don't understand yourself. So ho'opula first, rehabilitate. And understand yourself, your height, your strengths, your weaknesses. And make sure you can provide your best quality and bring your value to the marketplace. The land says life is about deserving, not needing. So don't bring your need, bring your seed. Okay? A is agriculture. Like I noted in there, agriculture is the biggest. It's more important than education, more important than culture, more important than economics. Here's why. 4 things. Agriculture. Number 1, you gotta eat. Okay? This also gives you macrobiotics. Where are you from? That's gonna give you the plants and the diversified agriculture that you have. Eat who you are. I eat kono, gono, ku, kanaloa. I am who I eat, right? Some spread their wings, some spread their roots. Agriculture gives you your macrobiotics, the fruits and plants that grow within your region and your season and your terrain. From there, you get education. The land is the blueprint. It's going to give you science, depth, width, rainfall, harvest, right? So education comes from the land there. We are its servants. Aina is master. Kanaka is its servants. Aina is chief. Kanaka, its servants. Math. Physics, like I said. Science. That's the M. It's last. Like I said, numbers, contracts, L's and R's, language, that's last. Do me a favor. Erase the M in your mind. Erase the A. Erase the E. With no language, it'll still rise in the morning. The Mahina, the moon, will still do everything I told you. Watch out. Like Uncle Skippy said about Mauna, lots of talk going on all over the world. Mean people move around a lot. You just might bump into them here and there. Okay? But it's really a nice world out there. But lots of people talk. They give lots of advice, like me, right? Not an expert, right? So I gotta make sure it's valuable to you. So any other questions? You know, I think I got that STHEAM, spirituality, technology, history, economics, agriculture, math. And again, real fast, agriculture leads to education, like I just said. Education gives you your culture. If I was in Alaska, we got Eskimos. North America, we got native, we get the Navajos, Apaches, and so on, right? You guys down here, Kanaka. Okay, that's how it works. Your region, terrain, give you who you are. Be that. Okay. Last but not least is economics, right? I use all my culture, all my agriculture, all my education from my culture. It provides me economically. See that? So this is all I got. Like I started this whole class saying that. It's all I got. I can't compete against my classmates. I failed the 8th grade, she's a high school, no college. This is all I got. Okay. Any other questions?
It was in reference to the W pronounced as V. That's in all situations.
Again, it was changed up on us, so we want to consider the genocide of the language in a way. But yeah, so almost every time, Kava with the V from the Samoans and Ava with the W from Kanaka, Hawaii, Hawaii. You know, those stuff can, you know, it's a perspective, it's a time frame, it's your kumu, how you was taught. But really, how you're sold yourself. So yes, I can share, you know, we can change the W back to the V. We can do that visually or by sound. Or not. It still works. It's up to you, the observer. Collapse the reality of the possibilities. Subatomic particles. Go ahead.
Can you explain, you said something about being a part-time vegan. Can you explain like the ideology of that?
I'm a part-time vegan. So I used to not know what a vegan was. I eat my cultural meats and my Kalua pig and stuff, my fish. And then eventually, you know, I was concerned about my health. It was trending, you know, so I got into being a vegan. I was a vegan for years. All my products is vegan. Okay, so that's where I was priming in being a vegan. So when I said part-time vegan, I said I did like half the week or half the day. Because, you know, I play with my culture now, so I'm back to eating meat. I know some of my vegan friends gotta eat meat. They had tonsillitis and some issues, but that's all that saved them. Okay, so I don't have any, my dad is a diabetic, my niece has eczema, you know, food allergies. I don't have any of that. But I make sure my food is qualified for everybody, right? Whether you're vegan or not. Once I put honey, I lose all my vegans. Once I put meat, I lose all the meat eaters. Once I become vegan, I lose all, you know. So no, my food is a perfect blend of everything. Healthy enough for the vegans, it's good enough for the non-vegans. It's like butter mochi without the butter. And I'll not use honey because I'll lose my vegans instantly. Vegans don't eat honey. Some people sell themselves as vegans and they eat honey. That's called a vegan, but it's a big problem. Again, vocabulary, syntax, positioning, use of words. Yeah. Go ahead.
So you're talking about the ×2 in
Yes.
your presentation. You speak about can't use it again. Can you kind of clarify that? I didn't
Absolutely. What I mean is if I use my chart of my consonant vowel chart and I pull off the ne, I don't have ne again to use to make nene. I cannot use this ne twice. The only way for me to use this twice is, you gonna answer it? Okay. So now I get a new word, like lao lao, right? New word in my sentence. Again, I get all my words again. I get my whole formulas again, all over. So now I'm gonna take the la. Great question, everybody. I'm gonna take the la. I'm gonna take the u. But again, I cannot use the la and the u anymore. I kind of keep using all those things. That's the way it is. So again, I'm teaching how it's built so you can deconstruct it. So you can better pronounce it. Now you need la, u. La, u. Lao. When you put it together, right? And then I'm going to times 2 it to give it lao lao. So one thing you can do is say aloha. Then you give it the 4 pillars. Aloha. Then you give it its code. Vowel plus CV plus CV. So if you follow me on my Instagram or using my apps, I consistently use these formulas in every example that I have. All left is the word aloha, Hawaiian, mahalo, doesn't matter. First thing I do is I throw in my codes and I break down the formula. That way I can pronounce it better and read it better. And eventually I start speaking it. Yes?
You said something about it not going like VV or CC.
Yep.
What about when you have something like Hawaii?
Exactly. So Hawaii would be ha, right? Ha. Then we got va. Okay. Then we got e. But you know more 2 e's. Yeah. So you got to times 2. Hawaii. So again, you're gonna take my formulas home.
But wouldn't that be VV at the end? Or
Hawaii. The W is the V. So ha, H-A, va, W-A, I times 2.
what about like the town of Kau?
Yeah. K, CV, A, vowel, ow. Vowel, vowel, vowel. So it would actually be K, CV, A times 2, K, A, ow, vowel. Right? So CV, vowel times 2, vowel. But now I can pronounce it K, A, ow. Yeah? K, A, ow, U. Right? So I'm using those codes to better pronounce it.
Do you have a way of
Wait,
knowing how
pass this
to
out.
pronounce when there's the line over the vowel?
Yeah, so all those words again, you're gonna, like I said, if I had the A and I put the ko, it just makes that word. So kawa, kawa, and kawa, all the same exact word, K-A-U-A. It's just the movement of the okina and the ko. Change it from a slave, a master, and a free man.
Okay.
Yeah. So go and look into these things. Okay.
So, just I know.
One word, with okina kako, could turn from small climbing and mounting to a lava climbing and mounting. Does that make sense? But it's the same thing.
So what you're saying then is that this formula of vowel, or CV, it will never be violated by any of the words in the whole entire Hawaiian language. You're saying this is the one that will this is the formula that all words will follow.
I made this formula. This is this formula. You can use them in every single word. Ke aloha, Hawaii, ua mau ke ea, ika aina, ika pono, humu humu nuku nuku apua, Honolulu, Mauna Kea, Molokai. You just can take that word, find the consonant vowels and vowels with the square, and better pronounce it and build codes. It takes CVVCC times 2 to build this. It takes VVCCC to build that. It takes CVCV to build that. And now you can pronounce it better when you can break the word down, right?
And so the reason why you have the times 2 block is because that's a common pattern. There's not going to be a times 3 or...
The reason why there's a times 2 is you cannot use anything over more than once. So that's how you use everything again. You don't want 2 A's. You got to times 2 the A. Lele, you got to times 2 the le.